Hey beauties. So last evening I was watching the news and the question came up where they were asking if you felt the service that took place, the Heroes Day service took place, were the awardees, basically, was it, I'm putting in this fair, sort of just and all of that, more on the basis of fairness. Was it deserving, or were the people deserving of the awards? And two people responded actually, and basically, they would have said it was too politically aligned. That's one, and that there are other people who are worthy of the awards should have gotten it. Well, I can tell you some of the people that I had seen that had gotten it that I was aware of. I barely knew anyone. I literally maybe knew a handful of them. It was 290 people that got an award. I think they said almost 300. And, I recognized, like Wayne Marshall. I think he's deserving of it. Had contributed to the dance hall. I know that other people would have, wanted others. But, he has done other things too. And, in his time, he was good. And plus he does a comedic thing and his thing with his wife and family. I think that's good, promulgating a whole family thing. And for me, it's really about the family. That's the first, source of information, communication, connection. And with a healthy family, you will have a healthy society. So once you have somebody who promulgates family life, I'm with you. And he has remained, married to the same woman. I have not heard his name being called up in anything, that is unseeming. So, yeah. And Taurus Riley, congratulations to him. His music has been good. And he seemed like a real humble person. I met him already. I spoke with him once. And he really was just very candid and honest and, a cool individual, as I said, in speaking with him. And the very effervescent, the very vivacious, and I'm so sorry that his ailment kind of took away that powerful tool, his voice, in a very tremendous way. And I'm so sorry. And I'm talking about Manayad Audley Shaw. I like Audley Shaw from ever since. Once Audley Shaw, there are some people that once they're on the television, once they're speaking, and I'm in full view, and I encounter them whether on social media, on the television, or in person, I'm going to stop and listen to them. They command that, respect and attention of mine. And he's one of them. Ninja Man is another one, once they're on, I'm going to be listening to them because they are the most hilarious human beings on this planet. Oddly, you were really a politician. Honestly, in your heyday, you made me laugh so many times with some of your anecdotal, feisty comments. Oh my God, you had me giggling. I would laugh. I just thought you were amazing. And, people who know of you and know you, they said that once upon a knock, you're in your constituency, helping out at every funeral, at this, at that, And, definitely commendations are extended to you. I'm not sure if Olivia Babsy Grange had gotten something. If she had not gotten it this time, I think she's somebody who is deserving of it, to be honest with you, beautiful people. And, I'm not saying this from a political standpoint. And no, not because I have on green. People who follow my posts, I wear any color and every color. I remember when the GLP was in opposition and any pan we knock, and when I say any pan we knock, I'm talking about any function that was held, anything, Olivia Babsy Grange was there. I'm telling you, I used to be at a lot of them, and she was there. Or you're watching it on TV, and she was there. She was there. I'm not sure what, how she does in her constituency. I can't speak to that, but I can speak to what it is that I've seen. She's there. She wasn't absent. She was very much present, as though her party was in power. I'm telling you, beautiful people. And I think Lisa Hanna would have been the minister of whatever it is. It would be of youth, gender, and sport, something or other. I don't want to mix up the ministry. You understand? Babsy was there, neck and neck. I'm telling you, maybe even more than the Minister Hannah at the time, probably. You know, I am so big up to Olivia Grange, and she looks good for her age. You know, she really has kept up well. I'm telling you, another minister that I admire, and I'm talking from the GLP side as an elderly person, is the tourism minister. You know, I know of people who are not necessarily affiliated with GLP. They more lean towards PNP, and they know him personally and say he's a wonderful man, a family man. And you haven't really heard his name, you know, being called up in any sort of unseeming thing. And he's just ageless. He hardly ages. He looks almost the same with that, you know, very pleasant look. His disposition is very pleasant. So, you know, there are some politicians. We can't blacklist all to say all are corrupt or evil and wicked and not good and don't mean the people well. And we really cannot say that. I won't agree with something like that. That is not a true representation of what reality is. But as I said, there were a handful of people who had gotten awards yesterday that I was okay with. I named them already: Tyrus Raleigh, Audley Shaw, and Wayne Marshall. There was is she senior superintendent of police or superintendent of police? Miss Byfield. Okay with that. And you know, I guess some of the other teachers that they spoke of, there was a music teacher that unfortunately, I mean, she was in a wheelchair. I don't know, seemed to have been ill, and how I heard the crowds rail and screamed for her that she really transformed life. I like that word, transformation. When you hear of people speaking of transforming somebody's life, you're well deserving of an order of distinction. Well deserving of that, because you would have done what you were created here to do, part and parcel, you know, which is to serve humanity. Ultimately, you serve God. Secondly, you serve humanity, you know, and humanity will then in turn serve you. So you don't have to worry about that. That is why Paul says, esteem yourself, esteem others above you. So if I esteem you above me and you esteem me above you, the two of us are on par. We're not subpar. We are on par. We're on top. You know, if we only just practice that and not, you know, open the door to malicious envy and not open the door to malignant jealousy. They will come in, or they will come knocking. But when you look out and you see there, it's both of them, you say, oh no, I'm not letting you in. I'm not letting you in. You know, I was reading a book or listening, was it? To a podcast by John C. Maxwell. I think it's a book I read it years ago. And he said sometimes the feeling of envy and jealousy would come, the malicious ones, you know, and he says what he does, he combats it by just putting himself in a mode where he speaks well of the person. He just injects that, invoke that, and just speak well of them. It's not fake or false. What he's doing is combating that evil, you know, seed that wants to be sown in his life, because you don't want to open the door to that thing. That's a dangerous thing, the seed. Those two seeds are very much dangerous. You don't want to open the door to them. So, you know, it wants to come and creep in. You combat it with something positive. So you speak positive about the person. You speak and you put yourself in that mode. That right away, every time you feel that feeling comes, because it will come to anyone, everyone, all of us it does. And it comes, you say no. You pray against it. Lord, I come against this. I, you know, bless that individual. If they're gifted and talented in an area, bless them even further, Lord. Open doors of opportunities for them. When God sees that you're willing that way, eventually the feeling will pass. It will come. They come in now, but it's for you to not open the door to it. So there are other people. For me, the other question was asked if, you know, if any change could be made. The only change I would say, there are some young people. When I say young, whether very young, you know, what they want to call teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, that I think that they have contributed. Maybe they're not popular, you know, known across the society, the Jamaican society, but in their own sphere, and they've really created some behavior change. They could have been awarded, even, you know, I'm not sure how I can't remember how it goes. I know you have C, D, O, D, I don't even remember, O, J, I'm not sure of the order, to be honest. Somebody told me some time ago, but I forgot. There are some people that they can look at. I mean, the stalwarts, the older ones, of course, because of years of contribution, you know, that counts. But there are some younger ones who have started some things, and, you know, they can be awarded, even with a smaller, you know, prize, at least, let me put it that way, or award. Yeah, man. So some little changes like that. There are some people who contribute in the society. May not be known, but they have transformed the lives of others. Guys, follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, please.